Okay, sections 1.2 and 1.3 go on from this. And so these first three are just a review. What's a reasonable limit for the first one as x approaches 1? What would be a reasonable limit for that? Approximately, and I know that's kind of hard to see, so we'll zoom it in. About negative 4.5. That looks good. As we approach 4 here, what would be a reasonable estimate? $6.8? Yeah, I would say 6.8. What about for 5 here? What is this dashed line called? It's a pain in the asymptote. Yeah. Does not exist. All right. Had to be a little bit corny. Now, next thing to watch for. A plus sign or a minus sign in the upper right-hand side of the number. If it's a plus sign, it's from the right. If it's a minus sign, it's from the left. Okay? Plus sign is from the right, minus sign is from the left. So what's the limit as it's coming from the right? As it's coming from the right, it would be 5. What would be the limit as it's coming from the left? Negative 3. So, if it's coming from the left or the right, you can have limits if they're separated. See how these are separated, okay? It's called a jump discontinuity. Okay, we'll get to that later, okay? That'll be in a future section. But when it jumps like this, there's not a limit at x as x approaches 4, but there is a limit as it approaches from the right, and there is a limit as we approach from the left. Okay? Now, what appears to be the limit as x approaches to 6 from the left? Where does it go? Infinity, so it is said to be unbounded. That'll be their answer when it goes to infinity. Okay? It'll be unbounded because it doesn't end. Okay? What about as it comes from the right? What's the limit of g of x as x approaches 6 from the right? It'd be negative 3. Because as it's coming from the right, it goes to there, which is negative 3. Okay? All right. And there is no limit there. The limit does not exist because they separate. Okay. The students were asked, which a limit of f of x as x approaches 2, it would be the best estimate. Okay? So as x approaches 2. Well, if we look at A, we're approaching 2 here, 2 here. It looks like it could be 3.25. Here, we're approaching from both ways. And it looks like it could be 3.25. And here, we just approached from one direction. Which would be the best example of finding a limit, A, B, or C? B, because this shows steps getting closer and closer. This is just numbers that are an equal distance apart. When you're finding limits using a table, you want to go in like steps, getting closer and closer, so you can zero in on a number. Okay? So that's what we want to see when we're doing limits. So each table is accurate. Which one is the best? Well, table B is the best. Table B is the best. So which answer is the best here? A or B for finding the limit as x approaches 4. A or B? We got some A's, we got some B's. Okay, let's do it this way. Grab your markers, table partners, discuss it, and then hold up an answer to me. A or B? I don't see an answer from you two. And those of you who held up your answers, you are correct. You want to know why it's A? See how this is negative and this is positive? So they're like 8 apart from each other. So it has to be A on this one. It has to be A because you're approaching right here. That zeroes in there. This one is approaching -4. This one is approaching 4. You don't have a good answer for that. Okay? All right. For this one, as you're going towards 4, what looks to be the answer? Everyone, this is easy. 12. It looks to be 12. For this one here, okay, where are we approaching? -7. So we want to find the limit as h of x approaches -7. And what would be the limit, do you think? It looks to be approaching what? -3. Now, does it always have to be a whole number? No, but it looks to be approaching -3. Oh, sorry. I guess the answer was down there. All right, this one. As x approaches 5, what seems to be the limit? Okay, I bet you can zero in that it's either A or D, right? It's going to be either A or D. Which one is it? A or D? Which is the better answer? A or D? You guys say D. All right, time to vote. What's the better answer, A or D? On your marker boards. Okay. I want to vote. Let's go. Vote, people. We got some committals on A and got some committals on D. It is actually A. And you're going, why is that? I'll show you why that is. Okay. as it's going towards 5, it's going towards 3.68. As it's coming from this way towards 5, it's going towards 3.68. At 5, there's actually a dot up at 6.37, but they're both going towards 3.68. So that's why the answer is A. You just got to picture this situation going on. It could be a graph that looks like this. Okay? So it is choice A, 3.68. Okay? Because this is like up at 6.37. This is 3.68. Okay? Oh, actually, yeah. No, I was right. I just looked at something and had a really quick brain fart there. What about this one? As we go towards 0, from this direction and this direction, as we go towards 0, what do you think the limit is? I think we should vote again. Go ahead and vote on this one. Table discuss it. Give me a vote. So what you're saying is the last letter. Uh-huh. Yep. Mm-hmm. You're good. The limit does not exist. Why? Because this is going towards -3. This is going up towards -5. Since they're approaching two different amounts, it does not exist. Okay. This function is defined except for at -7 where it's undefined. This table gives you the values of h. As you're going towards -7, what's going on here? So we want to find what's happening as we go towards -7 from the right, because there's a plus sign up here. From the right, what is going on? It's going towards, I would say it's unbounded. Now you might say, well, it goes towards -830 because it's really close to that. But look, in just 3 thousandths, it goes from -664 to -830. So it's moving a lot. So unbounded would actually be the better answer. Okay? All right. This one. As we're going towards -4 from the right, which one is from the right? The upper part or the bottom part? From the right. The upper part or the bottom part? Bottom part. Okay? So where are we heading close to? -6. We're getting closer and closer to -6 as we're going from the right, because these numbers are to the right of -4. Okay? You just have to make sure you see that plus sign or minus sign behind it. Okay? So we're going from the right, from the left, and estimating on our next ones. That's the last one for today.